the auto-tune, before the digital sheen, before we scrubbed the frequency and scrubbed the spirit clean. There was a 4-track cassette and a tangled plastic nest, and a singer with a secret beating heart inside her chest. I can hear the ceiling fan, a rhythmic wooden hum, and the tapping of a pencil on a makeshift cardboard drum. It's a low-biased treasure, it's a high-hitched prayer. I can almost smell the dust of the 1990s air. There's a pop on the explosive, a sharp on the high E, and a stumble in the second verse that sounds exactly like me. We didn't have a gate to keep the neighborhood away. You can hear a distant siren at the end of the aisle. Stay if the unedited heartache, the original mistake that no amount of plugging magic ever managed to fake. The levels are peaking, the meters are a blur, but I've never sounded more like the person that I was. Oh, give me the long-track memories, the bleeding and the gold, the version of the story that was never meant to be sold. No crossfades on the crying, no reverb on the fear, just the naked, jagged vibration of a soul that's standing here. Before we master the life out of every single line, the raw track memories are the only ones that shine. Rewind the ribbon, listen to the click. There's a ghost in the magnet, and it's doing the trick. Give me the raw track memories, the bleeding and the cold, the version of the story that was never meant to be sold. No crossfades on the crying, no reverb on the fear, just the naked, jagged vibration of a soul that's standing here. Before we master the life out of every single line, the raw track memories are the only ones that shine. Keep the hiss, keep the mistake. Don't you dare fix the way my heart. I'm sitting in a diamond made of sphere foam, the only place in the city that feels like a home. No traffic on the street, no wind against the glass, just the heavy silent ghost of the hours as they pass. The absorption is so thick I can hear my own blood, a rhythmic hollow thud through the digital mud. I'm a specimen of sound, I'm a bird in a cage, singing out the ink of a blank and quiet page. There's no natural rebirth, no liveness in the air to hide the fact that I'm breaking right over there. Every sharp intake of breath, every trembling of the hand is a giant vibration in this padded velvet land. I used to want the echo, I used to want the crowd, but the isolation chamber for a heart that's out of tune. A sterile kind of sunlight in a windowless room. Oh, it's a quicksand isolation. It's a pure and lonely frequency where there's nothing left to hear but the truth inside of me. No reflections on the wall, no diffraction of the light, just the naked dry vibration of a long and heavy night in the dead zone of the studio. I'm finally alone in the acoustic isolation of the only life I've known. Can you hear the nothing? Can you hear the none? It's the heaviest recording I have ever done. Oh, it's a quicksand isolation. It's a pure and lonely frequency where there's nothing left to hear but the truth inside of me. No reflections on the wall, no diffraction of the light, just the naked dry vibration of the long and heavy night in the dead zone of the studio. I'm finally a night in the acoustic isolation of the only life I've known. Dry signal, deep zone. Let the silence take control. I was scanning through the static, a lonely radio, looking for a signal in the desert of the low. 1,000 different stations, but they all sounded thin, just a dry repeat and hollow where the melody had been. Then you hit the atmosphere like a bolt of violet light, cutting through the interference of a long and heavy night. I felt the dial tremble, I felt the circuit flare as your resonance started blooming in the empty air. Now I'm vibrating on the frequency of love, higher than the clouds and the satellites above. No more dead air, no more losing the line. Your heart is transmitting and it's perfectly in time. It's a wide spectrum fever, it's a technicolor show. Yeah, we're locked in together on the frequency of love. It's a secret isolation that only we can hear, turning every doubt into something crystal clear. We don't need a map when the signal is this strong. I've been waiting for this wavelength my whole life long. It's a physical sensation, a hum inside the bone, the most beautiful connection that a wire's ever known. We're outrunning the shadows, we're dancing on the wave in the neon-lit cathedral of the digital brave. Match the sine wave, match the glow, let the sonic energy overflow from the highest peak to the deepest floor. I've never felt a current like this before, like this. Wide spectrum fever, it's a technicolor show. Yeah, we're locked in together on the frequency of love. On the frequency. I used to be a demo, rough around the seams, a low fidelity version of my highest dreams, full of unintended hits in the crackle of the spark. Just a desperate frequency, crying in the dark. But you took the jagged edges and you sanded them to gold. You found the hidden stories that I never would have told. You sat behind the console with a patient, steady hand and mapped out the terrain of a broken, hollow man. Now I'm mastered for you, leveled and true. Every peak is a promise, every valley is blue. You cut out the noise and you balance the light. I'm finally ringing to the middle of the night. No more clipping the red, no more losing the view. I'm polished and permanent, mastered for you. The compression is a comfort, it's the way you hold me tight, bringing up the whispers till they're shining in the light. You carved a little space in the crowded stereo field where my vulnerabilities are finally revealed. The sibilance is gone and the low end is deep, like a secret in the marrow that you promised you will keep. I'm optimized for love, I'm calibrated fine, since you put your golden touch on every single line. No longer a sketch, no longer a ghost. You're the one who hears the part that matters the most. The final pass, the definitive take. I'm a better vibration for the love that we make. Now I'm master for you, leveled and true. Every peak is a promise, every valley is blue. You cut out the noise and you balance the light. I'm finally ringing through the middle of the night. No more clipping the red, no more losing of you. I'm polished and permanent, mastered for you. High definition, sweet precision. Every beat of my heart is in flight, mastered for you. High definition, sweet precision. I'm hunting for a frequency, that's buried in the mud, between the ghost of a heartbeat and the rushing of the blood. I see the waveforms dancing like a jagged mountain range, but there's a low end rumble that I know I didn't arrange. It's the static of the things we said we'd leave behind the door, a spectral kind of feedback creeping up through the floor. I try to EQ out the grief, I try to gate the pain, but the shadows and the signal are the only things that remain. Oh, there are shadows in the mix, and they're calling out my name, talking secrets in the corner of a widescreen stereo frame. You can polish up the surface till it's shimmery and gold, but you can't erase the darkness that the microphones hold. In the center there is silence, but the edges are the fix of the beautiful broken shadows in the mix. I push the vocals forward, but the whispers pushed back, hiding in the valley of a 24-bit track. There's a resonance at 40 hertz, a heavy hollow thud, like the ghost of every sorry that ended in a flood. I reached for the compressor just to level out the fear, but the more I try to squash it, the more I start to hear the bleed from all the other rooms, the voices in the hall, the sound of every promise as it hits the studio. Cancellation, total isolation, but I'm out of alignment, I'm slipping out of time, trying to mix a miracle with a digital crime. The meters all scream, and the meters all scream. Oh, there are shadows in the mix, and they're calling out my name, tucking secrets in the corner of a widescreen stereo frame. You can polish up the surface till it's shimmery and gold, but you can't erase the darkness that the microphones hold. In the center there is silence, but the edges are a fix of the beautiful shadows in the mix. In the mix. Shadow in the mix. The world is a roar of 1,000 machines, a static that's tearing through all of our dreams. The pavement is screaming, the clocks are all loud, lost in the friction of every new crowd. But I'm turning a key, an invisible lock, stepping away from the tick and the tock, into the resonance deep and so wide, where the frequency changes the moment I'm inside. There's a roof made of reverb, a floor made of gold, a story in timber that's yet to be told. The walls are the hum of a low-end embrace that washes the worry right off of my face. Breathing in harmony, breathing out gray, letting the dissonance just float away. It's a physical feeling, a weightless retreat where the silence is held and the melodies sweet. Oh, welcome to my sonic sanctuary, where the spirit is light and the vision is free. It's a temple of timber, a cathedral of sound, where the lost and the lonely are finally found. Wrapped in a wash of a 10-second tale, beyond the horizon, beyond every veil. In the sonic sanctuary, I'm finally home. Just a soft focus velvet, let's put it right. Layer by layer, the atmosphere grows. It's the peace that a perfectly tuned heart knows. Oh, welcome to my sonic sanctuary, where the spirit is light and the vision is free. It's a temple of timber, a cathedral of sound, second tale, beyond the horizon, beyond every veil. In the sonic sanctuary, I'm finally home. Listen to the air, listen to the light. Safe in the sound, safe in the sound. To the station, silver velour on my ears, filtering the static of the long and lonely years. 80 arms of resistance, just enough to feel the strain between the electric current and the rhythm in my brain. I don't need an amplifier to tell me I'm alive. I got enough internal heat to help the soul survive. The stray cable is a lifeline, 3 meters on the floor, connecting what I used to be to what I'm looking for. They say the high impedance world is where the truth is found, but there's a punch, a kind of beauty in this middle ground. A little extra on the bottom, little loudness in the soul, keeping the low end definition under my control. I can hear the click of the pick, the ghosting on the snare. The 80 ohm heartbeat is the only thing that's there. A closed back sanctuary, the outside world is thin, and the only pulse that matters is the one that's leaking in. Oh, it's the 80 ohm heartbeat, steady and true, a balanced oscillation between the gray and the blue. Not too heavy for the laptop, not too light for the pride, just a warm and all vibration from the deep inside. I'm monitoring the feeling, I'm leveling the spot. An 80 ohm heartbeat glowing in the dark. 5,000. I hear it all, from the sub-bass of the sorrow to the treble of the call. No coiled cable tension, just a straight and steady run until the work is over and the final take is done. Oh, it's the 80-ohm heartbeat, steady and true, a balanced oscillation between the gray and the blue. Not too heavy for the laptop, not too light for the pride, just a warm analog vibration from the deep inside. I'm monitoring the feeling, I'm leveling the spine. An 80-ohm heartbeat glowing in the dark. The workhorse of the studio, the rhythm of the floor. Loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. I'm shouting at the ceiling of a digital cave, riding on the crest of a recycled wave. I throw a little spark, I throw a little stone, and it comes back screaming in a familiar tone. The walls are made of mirrors, the floor is made of glass, watching all the shadows of the opinions pass. I recognize the rhythm, I recognize the rhyme. It's just my own heartbeat kept in double time. Welcome to the echo chamber, honey. Step inside, where the truth is just a feeling with nowhere to hide. It's a choir of one, it's a gallery of me, singing back the secrets that I want to believe. Higher and higher, the volume begins to swell in the beautiful ringing of a one-note bell. Oh, we're trapped in the loop, and we're lost in the sound of the echo chamber spinning us round. I fed the ghost a question, it gave me back a yes. Dressed up in the colors of a Sunday dress, I haven't heard a whisper from the other side of town, where the fences are high and the curtains are down. We're building up the fortress with every like and share, breathing in the bubbles of filtered oxygen air. If I screamed out a no, would it even make a dent, or just dissolve in the static of the message I sent? The music strips back to just a raw, distorted beat. It's getting loud, but it's getting lonely in a room full of people who think like me only. Break a window, let the cold wind blow. I'm starving for something I don't already know. Silence for one beat, let the silence grow. Welcome to the echo chamber, honey. Step inside, where the truth is just a feeling with nowhere to hide. spent a lifetime building up the drywall and the stone, afraid of what the light would do if we were truly known. We wore the heavy coats of pride to keep the shivers down, the king and queen of hiding in a velvet covered town. But then a hairline fracture appeared across the chest. A little bit of honesty put the armor to the test. Now the brick is turning liquid, the wood is turning clear, and I can see the clockwork of everything you fear. Oh, look at us now, we're transparent hearts, beating in the open where the healing starts. No more guessing at the shadows or reading between the lines. The truth is just a window where the morning sun shines. We're glass and we're water, we're silver and spark, two transparent hearts glowing in the dark. There's no use in a secret when the walls are made of air. I see the way you're breaking and the way you're staying there. I see the old regrets like pressed flowers in a book, and you can see the tremors that I thought I never broke. It's terrifying beauty, it's a fragile kind of grace to see the soul's architecture right behind your face. We're vulnerable and vivid, we're stripped down to the bone, the most beautiful connection that I've ever known. We're not invisible, no, we're just revealed. The wounds are only heavy when they're kept concealed. So let the world look in, let the colors bleed through. There's nothing left to hide between me and you. Oh, look at us now, we're transparent hearts, beating in the open where the healing starts. No more guessing at the shadows or reading between the lines. The truth is just a window where the morning sun shines. We're glass and we're water, we're silver and spark, two transparent hearts glowing in the dark. Clearly now, I see you clearly now. Through the glass, through the light, transparent, transparent. The frost is blooming on the window pane, while the city sleeps beneath the freezing rain. But in the corner there's an amber glow from a glass-blown heart that only we would know. I'm flicking switches, waiting for the heat to turn the winter into something bittersweet. The filaments are awake and turning orange and gold, the only fire left against the growing cold. There's a hum in the signal, a hiss in the wire, like the breath of a ghost or a dying pyre. But when it's warm, the sound begins to bloom, rounding out the corners of this lonely room. Digital winters are sharp and they're thin, but these vacuum tubes are like a second skin. They take the ice and they melt it into soul, making the fragments of a long night whole. It's warm tubes and cold nights, baby, driving the shadows out of the is long, but the sound is deep. But the sound is the soft click ping.